that's why they quit making them. Apparently they were too fast. It was too dangerous. So
Nothing ever too fast.
yeah, that's what I always say. Nothing's ever too fast.
As long as you can clear the rocket's leap on it, you're good
Yep.
to go.
Hey, it's Tyler Bowers. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and you're watching 5 Minutes with Fletch.
Hello.
I think if I'm able to come back, we're gonna lay the hammer down beforehand.
You're gonna bring your 500?
Possibly, yeah. We'll see. It's on the books. Wobbs builds a great 500. We're slacking a little bit on the suspension department right now, and that's just my fault as anybody's. And I think next year, we could maybe put some effort in and do a little bit better on the suspension side, and I can then really ride the 500 to its full potential.
But you've almost had struggles with the suspension because the track's been in a different condition every race, every time you've gone out. So your first and last sessions, they were a bit wetter. Your middle section, your middle race, which was your first one, was really dry. Like we didn't have rain out before. Then after, we had a massive pour, which then got the track really wet. Then it was super wet when you went out. And how's that new section like going up and then back down?
Yeah, that one's pretty tight. I will say, just like you hit on the track, it's changed every time I went out there. Practice was almost muddy. And the first race was bone dry. It was as dry as it could be, and we got a little bit of rain, and the track actually got kind of grippy in some areas for that second moto. But there were some areas where it surprised me. I got a decent start, and the first couple sections surprised me how slippery it was. Like I went into a corner and hit the brakes, and I just went sliding. So I actually might have gained speed going into the corner when I was on the brakes. So it was definitely very slippery. The second race, kind of got the hang of it by the end of the race. And then the new section, I think you're talking about that dog leg up the hill where you take the right and then the left. I think it needs some work, honestly. It's really tight knuckle on that left-hander before you come back down the hill. The right hander at the bottom, the single up, take the left, and the next right hander at the bottom hill. Those are great. Those turns, they're rutting up nice. They've got good lines. That left-hander, the new left-hander there at the top of the hill, it's just got this weird, it's not really a roller. It's like a mini tabletop. It's like really short, steep tabletop on each side. And like when you roll it, you literally, like, your bike doesn't fit over it. It's a really weird section. Pretty one line. There's not a whole lot that can go on through there. Like you're not going to pass anybody there. Nothing's happening in that section. You could lose a little bit of time, if you rush it. But there's not a whole lot of passing going there.
So what do you think would happen if a guy tipped over in that? Because I went on the track earlier. It was a really deep run, so that probably means all of you guys are taking it.
Yep.
What if a guy's tipping over? Where are you going then?
Yeah, I mean, just like you're saying, that turn is pretty tight in the way it's laid out. If somebody's bike is laid across the track there in the right way, it's going to be hard to get around them. Like I would consider, hopefully they're on the back side of the roller, I would consider jumping over. I would literally jump over the bike because it's so tight in there, and I ain't got time to wait.
You need time to make up, not time to just lay back.
Exactly, I ain't gonna stop there.
Got to look down here. So, like, when you're riding in the summer, like, what's been the difference when you've been out in Florida riding, and then you come over here, and you're then riding again? Like, what's the heat difference? Like, how are you preparing yourself?
Yeah, it's quite a big difference here. I think, Florida's really, really, really hot. I don't know what it is in Celsius, exact conversion.
If it's like 100 degrees, it's 38.
We're rolling around 100 degrees on average pretty much every day, 95 to 100 degrees. And then we have so much humidity, like the air is just so much moisture and thickness in the air. We have what they call feels like temperature, basically what it feels like outside because of the humidity and the temperature combined. We're at 104 to 115 almost every day. Like it's normal to be, like, it's insanely hot and humid. You're sweating, you can't dry off. It rains every afternoon, like a bad thunderstorm. It's really, really hot, really steamy feeling. And the dirt in most tracks in Florida is like a deep sand. So you kind of hang off the back in a sand track, really rough, big giant breaking bumps. And obviously here it's quite a bit cooler, obviously I'm wearing a hoodie. I don't know if I've ever worn a hoodie in Florida in the last year. So it's quite a bit cooler. this track here is very hard packed, very hard packed. Lots of little rocks, chuck holes everywhere. Pretty high speed for the most part. There's a lot of sections that are pretty fast, and with all the chuck holes, it can be a little bit sketchy at times compared to what I've been used to riding in Florida recently. So it's different. It's nothing that I've never ridden on before. It's just a little bit different than what I've been riding on recently.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, brother.